Hello again, I'm Mark. Welcome back to Three Bridges, and I'm back in the garage, so should explain. The last few weeks I've been thinking more about the second level and what I wanted to do. I think it sort of got inspiration came from doing the summer project Durf, where I'm building my little freight yard, which will be part of the second level. And spending quite a lot of time away from home gives you time to think. And what I've decided, with the lowest level, so the first level, I sort of built it one board at a time, slowly working your way around the loft and creating the sort of B-frame support structures that holds everything up. Now, because all the B-frames are there's nothing to stop me actually putting the second level open framework in all the way around the loft. And I realised that if I did that, I could at least run a train around the second level, which would be a lot more fun than waiting another 2 years with my sort of West Coast, East Coast line rolling stock just basically sat waiting to be used. So I have a plan for the second level, which doesn't involve having to do everything at once. I've basically worked out I can build the second level track work in about 4 sections. And so the first section basically just gets me one track going all the way around the loft, joining on to the incline up from the lower level, so I can run trains up from my London station onto the second level and basically run them around the Midlands region that I'm modelling. And then as time progresses and I buy more track and save a bit more money, I'll be able to extend that and put in the second loop and various station sidings and stuff like that. But the priority at the moment is to get the rest of the open framework completed. So a couple of boards of 18mm ply have arrived, which will create the open framework structure. So I'm just ripping these down at the moment into the lengths, and then I'll cut them up to make the open framework and slowly work around the loft. So I was conscious some people watching may have not seen some of the early ones. So my loft is it's about 9 meters, so 27 feet ish long, and then where I actually build the layout, it's about 3 or 4 meters across here. So to do a level, there's basically 14 boards that have to be, or 14 open frameworks that have to be created. And the good news is, in order to get the incline up from the lower level, 3 round to 11 are actually made, so half the loft is sort of in place, and so I just need to build 10 round to 4. So I have the dimensions of them all, because at this stage I don't know where the points will sit within each board. I will use open pockets at each end so I can move the cross struts if they just happen to lie in the wrong place. So anyway, yeah, I'll make up the boxes and put in a couple of cross struts. I can always add more later on if I feel there's need to be, and slowly work my way around the loft. I'll do down one side, then do the other side, and I will leave the end one, number 7, till last, just simply because it's got to fit between the two sides, so it's better to get those in place first. There's the plan. Well, as predicted, a couple of days later, the first 3 boards are in down this side of the loft, the London side. So, and I know the rest of the country is baking at the moment. I think in the high 20s, heading into the high 30s as next week goes on. Scotland's getting a bit of a reprieve at the moment. We're only up in the low 20s. It's warm up here because it's the end of the day, but it's not unbearable. As I imagine an awful lot of people are not going up in their lofts this week. Anyway, first 3 are in, so, and I can carry on doing the next 3, which basically sit this side. So this one that sits in here, and then the one sits in here, and they're, apart from one which is the normal length 1.8, the others are slightly shorter, just due to the way these BE8 frames got arranged. So, and then the one I'm going to do last is the one that fits between this frame across to that one, as it will very much depend on how these 2 end frames sit, measure the gap up. Anyway, making slow progress. I'll carry on next week and hope to get at least the framework in all the way around the top of the loft. But having done that, of course, I realised, come down the other end of the loft, I can't lay track and run trains around the loft at the moment, because obviously I've taken this board out. This is the one that's the Durf freight line I'm working on downstairs. Anyway, I think I'm a long way off getting a set of track around, as I need to reposition all the track in the London station first. So plenty to be getting on with over the next couple of weeks. Well, I'd planned to spend some of the weekend building some more of these walls whilst it was quite hot in the loft, but I'd run out of the sticks and I'm still waiting for them to arrive. So hopefully next week I can carry on building wall sections for the Durf freight yard. So, with time on my hand late in the evening, and inspired by Kansas and Western Model Railway, I follow with Alan. He's built a massive crane that's over a metre high, I think, if he has the full structure in the HO. I went for a smaller one, so, and it's going to sit at the back of one of the scenes in the corner of the loft, where I'm going to have, obviously this is my Durf, the template for my Durf warehouse, but I'm going to have a scene where there's another one being built, and so the crane sort of felt like it was a good addition, and thoroughly enjoyed building it. Anyway, you'll probably see that again maybe by Christmas. Anyway, as always, if you've been watching, thanks a lot. It's just my weekly update and progress I make, and hopefully catch you next time. Cheers.